It doesn't seem fair to be launching this because there's actually 5 poets in the book. One is all the way from BC, and her name is Bernice Lever, and I'm sure many of you are familiar with Bernice. Bernice just recently judged one of our contests, and she's been part of the poetry scene for many, many, many years. A life member as well. Yes. And one of the other poets is Jan Wood, who is a new member of TOPS,
Big River, Saskatchewan.
But she's from Saskatchewan, so she couldn't be here.
And she won the drum and poetry contest.
And
yes.
she did, and she was part of the poet train, and she's just a wonderful woman as well, and a beautiful poet, has some beautiful poems. And the other woman that couldn't be here today, she recently had a loss of her son, and her husband have gone to take some time away. They've gone to Florida, and her name is Lynn Tate, and she's got some beautiful poems as well. So I don't really feel like we should be launching the book without these individuals, and I'm hoping that at some point that these individuals will also be able to share their poems in the book as well. I'm just going to read one of my poems in the book. And this is dedicated to my father-in-law. Things we might have done. I hope I haven't read it here before. If we had more breath, more time, we might have taken art lessons, explored the cadmium yellows in a vase of freshly cut daffodils, slid our feet in Perusian blue seas, a sip of waves so comfortable, so comforting, before your wild wheezing windpipe storm arrived. We might have dipped our fingers in raw umber, licked the titanium whites in your cumulus cloud sky. But today, your easel frame collapses, your skin dehydrated, tissue thin like parchment. Your mind clogged with squeezed oils, mixed media memories, the weight of paralysis. Can you still hear that murmur? Your fading heartbeat erasing years of creativity with each stroke. Today, you no longer hold a brush, dab the pale paint that colors your hospital canvas existence. Your sheets twisted in frustration. Between each pause, each breath, your family spoon-feeding, nurturing your artistic palette. You whisper your last words, like pencil sketches, gray smeared. A half breath we strain to absorb. Lean close, closer to your lips. Your loss of drawn-out conversations. And as you shrink inward, drop Earth's palette. Are you still thinking of kaleidoscopes, cut-up colors of life, collages of familiar activities we did and might have done together?
I am very honored to have been chosen to participate in Encompass, and I have no words to express how happy I am about that. I have a few poems and I can't even remember which ones are in there now because I just got the book. And I wanted to thank Bunny for everything that you do for the Ontario Poetry Society and for encouraging me to keep on writing and to be part of such a wonderful organization. I guess I'll read one of my latest poems that I actually submitted to Discant for their Hidden City series. a hidden city. Zooming in up close, the postcard memory of a place disappears. With magnification, the edges fade as asphalt, brick, and skin expose their microscopic infinities. Panning out, everything reverts to incognito delineations of gray, concrete architecture. The city floats on a flat line of perception. High and low rises accrue solidity like stalagmites, and below their cellared caves in humid undergrounds, commuters inch their way through revolving doors, down metal escalators, to the netherworld of subway tunnels. Depending on who we are or where we stand, human encampments are mutable. Like everything else we see with the naked eye, they unfold beyond a myriad buildings, their many hidden secrets. Like a love affair, a city is what we take with us, what we keep. The snapshot of a street, the aerial view of skyscrapers in traffic-congested avenues neglect a million stories. Like clouds, millions of passerbys forever glance at their reflections in mirrored windows. The unexpected garden always surprises behind the mask of wall, like a pupil of labyrinthine dimensions behind the dullness of a closed lid. And one can then always digress away from the linear, geometrical order mortared upon the wilderness. Beyond a maze of offices and condos, the sudden glimpse of teal waves arouses the blood to rush unabated to breathe in the lake's raw throb, like a child running towards home's open door. As if God was indeed inside the eye of a needle, mesmerizing our gazes in the guise of water and sky, the treasure of unkempt weedy patches thriving their unstructured possibilities in the secrecy of an unseen alley, peering from the manic stare of a homeless beggar. The apple tree offering fruits of paradise, a heart beating from the unlatched door of a cage of ribs. Thank you so much.
And I just wanted to share one other small poem. We've had a lot of death in the Sarnia area, and we recently, last Thursday, lost another very close writer. Her name was Hope Morit, and she had published a book through the Ontario Poetry Society called Ye Come Back. Come Ye Back. And she was 92, again, another woman that we just really admired. And she was a member, and so her funeral or celebration of life is tomorrow. And this poem is still a little bit in the rough stage, but I wouldn't mind sharing it if it's okay. That's my two poems. And Hope's real name was Melvina. So Melvina salutes to a howling wind. And she really, she liked to write a lot. She grew up at a time when the war really affected her, and which is what, and her father also passed away in the war, and so she really wrote a lot about war stories and poems about war. Like a soldier marching forward, you fought for independence. A woman fighting with her words, a feisty journalist with her pen, ready for investigative battle, fearless, opinionated, tough as army boot leather. Your beauty grew from your mind. Next, no time for idle chit-chat. You pushed other writers, motivated them to read, to workshop their writing. Business as usual, despite being retired in your 80s, a role model for so many. Even in your early 90s, you continued to work out at the gym, to read books, to learn the piano, to share poems about Silver Cross mothers, lost warriors, heavy hearts. Come ye back. Today, north wind is howling, your memory swirling in snowdrifts. You break free at last, hooting and hollering, independent Melvina Hope. Such a beautiful woman, the way you soldier on. And that's in memory of Melvina Hope Moret, author, journalist, July 14th, 1921, passed away February 7th, which was about 3 days ago, 2013.